Hey, what's up, Mark? How's it going? I'm just waiting for Joey and Kyle to hop into this room so we can get started. I don't know if you guys noticed, I hopped into this this random GA trade over here. Hey, Joey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Not too much, bro. Hanging out, man. Just waiting for the market to pick back up for the week.
Yeah, I made a couple trades this morning. I wanted to review them.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Hey, Kyle, how's it going? He's muted. Yeah, dude. So, yeah, do you have any the specific pair that you want to look at? I can pull it up right now.
I took 4 trades. 3 of them filled, and then one didn't fill. The first one, Euro USD, I got stopped out. Like it would look good at first, and then it spiked down.
Oh, did you take the buy?
Yeah,
Yeah. Where was your stop loss? I think your stop loss might have been too close. That might have
it
been.
was right where that wick is on that big drop.
Oh, right there. Right. Yeah. It might have
Yeah.
been too close. I personally, for this specific asset, like the major currencies, I usually like to have it a little farther back over here.
Okay.
Because the problem with this is that there's a lot of volatility, and the reason for these spikes in price is because of the for one, it's the new year, and then for two, it's like COVID, and then for three, it's the stimulus. So the UK went back to lockdown today. I don't know if you noticed that with
Yeah.
yeah. So that when that happened, that's caused a spike right here. Where it just shot down like crazy because I think their COVID numbers came out, so it ended up spiking it like pretty heavily.
Mm.
So if you were to have it right here, I would probably would have rounded it down a little bit to maybe like 60
I
to have
had it at 22,630.
22,630. Let me see, 22. Oh, you like, oh wait, 22,630. Was that where your stop loss was?
It doesn't look like that. No, I feel like it was maybe. It was a tight. Um,
It was
yeah,
a
it might
tight
have
stop
been.
loss.
Yeah, it might
Yeah,
have been.
yeah, I think it might have been too tight because I think if even if
Okay.
you put it down here, you would have been fine. Yeah, because if you put it to this swing down here, you probably still would have maybe survived it because it looks like it got really close but didn't technically trigger it.
Hmm.
But usually, like if you look at any of my Euro USD trades, I think they're usually pretty wide. I think the stop loss is usually around like 75 to 100 pips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's something that you probably wouldn't have known without asking me
Well,
directly.
I when I opened the trade, it went up and profit that green wick.
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is easy. And then next time I checked, it like stopped out. But it wasn't a candle. It was a wick that killed it.
Yeah, the problem with this specific pair is that I think a lot of people were already long. So let me just pull up the IG sentiment real quick. Let me see if I can find it up. Because the problem with that is if there's too many people that are long for that specific trade, I mean for that specific pair, they usually spike people out. They try to like shake people out of the trade before it
Mm.
goes into the proper direction. So like I don't know how much was it before, but I think it was probably more long than short. Um, the other day, because I was looking at this with a couple other guys too. I'm not sure if you sat in on the session yesterday. I think you might have been in there for a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, last night. Yeah,
Yeah, last night for the chart analysis, right? So everyone was
yeah,
looking to buy Euro USD because, like around this time over here, this is when the stimulus came out, and that's why it shot up like pretty heavy. This is, I think, when people started getting their checks. So like from here, it shot up from this point all the way up here about 100 pips.
hmm
And then from there, a lot of people are trying to piggyback off that move because they figured, oh, since stimulus came out, the US dollar is going to be weak, plus euro is going to be stronger than the US dollar. So I think what happened here was a lot of people entered long positions that same time that you entered, like around there. And I mean, the main problem here is your stop loss would have to be like pretty wide because since a lot of people are trading that same direction,
yeah,
what generally happens is they'll try to like spike price down to stop people out, and then they'll move it sideways, and then they'll probably spike it down just slightly below this structure right here because everyone puts their stop loss in the same place around
yeah.
that area. So that's why I would give it some cushion. So instead of putting it just right there, I would put it a little farther lower, maybe to 60, maybe even 70 or 75 down here.
Now, if you when you do your stop loss at like
Mhm.
75, are you saying, all right, my profit's going to be 75, or
Yeah,
you kind
exactly.
of okay?
Yeah, so for that, like say if my stop loss was at 75 pips, I would put my TP same distance away. And the thing with Euro USD is that the next zone is like pretty far out, I think. Let me see if I
Yeah,
can find it. Yeah,
it was
because
a high time frame that I looked at.
for the zone.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the problem with like a lot of these pairs that have, or actually, let me see. There was a zone right here. I don't think this was here before though, right?
nah,
Let me see or play that. Yeah, so that. Oh, actually, the zone was there already.
I didn't see it. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, you know, this might have been a last minute zone. Like this zone probably got created when this candle closed. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So let me see what happened there. I mean, it wasn't there before. It looks like as soon as that candle closed, it created a zone right there.
Ah,
Yeah, so this happens sometimes if it ends up closing within like this like enclosed area right here.
yeah,
So I mean, this is something that, you know, if you were waiting for this to close, you wouldn't have spotted this
yeah,
unless you were like checking your zones every time the candle closed. But yeah, it looks like after that happened, it rejected directly right off it, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. It came right to that high of that zone, and then it just dropped straight back down.
Now, without that zone there, right? Because I didn't see that. Is that a
Yeah.
good buy though?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. So you were definitely on point with this trade. The only problem is you just didn't identify the zone here, and I don't blame you because you were probably like waiting for this candle to close, like right to the
Mm-hmm.
second, and then you probably entered like a market order, right? Like as soon as it closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I would have done too. And we did go over this during the chart analysis. So we missed the zone right here because we wouldn't have been able to find it until this actual candle close. I'm gonna try to see where the upper zone is for that. Let me see. I think it might have been like on the daily, or not even on the daily, maybe the weekly. Not even the weekly, monthly. Okay, so there we go. So we do have the monthly right here. Let me see if that zone was there already. So I'm still confused if that zone was. So let me go back
Oh,
to this
that's what,
zone
that's
right here.
another question I had. If you're in the higher time frames and there's a zone on a zone you've already marked out, do you expand that zone?
Yeah, yeah. So it looks like there was actually a zone there already. So I mean, we wouldn't have really noticed this unless we went on the monthly to get that higher zone. But it looks like, so if I go back to the 4 hour and we were waiting for that next candle, right? For that one right
Yeah.
there. So technically, I think price was already within a zone. So if I go back, let me just hide this right here so we can have a better look. So right here, there's no zone on the 4 hour. But if we go on the 8 hour, nothing there. The daily, nothing there. The weekly, nothing there. Because for the reason that we would be going on the higher time frame is to get this upper zone up here because there was no zone there yet, right?
Yeah.
So we'd be looking for that upper zone. We would go. I think this is why I personally didn't take Euro USD because I also saw that trade as well, and I wanted to take it, but reason I didn't take it was because I was going on the higher time frames right here to find that upper zone, and then when I got to the monthly, I noticed that it was rejecting off the zone right here.
Oh, okay.
So because I did see that trade. I've been talking to someone about this trade from last week as well, and we really wanted to take this trade. But just looking at it from this point right here, before that candle actually even closed and created that new zone, it was actually right out of zone already.
Okay.
Yeah. So
But see, I was in profit though. When I opened it,
yeah,
it jumped. Now I was like thinking to myself, do I just take it? But I'm not sure like
yeah, exactly. So let me see if
where
this
you
pushes up
put
right here.
like
Yeah, because like see where that monthly zone was? It was exactly
yeah,
like where that signal came up. So it would have been a risky trade because for this right here, I mean, you could have still pushed up. So in this situation right here, since the zone is so big, it's
yeah.
about like 40 pips. You could have like attempted to push this up to, from here up to here if it ended up pushing that far, but it ended up rejecting right here because it looks like when it got to this point, that was when the new zone created on the 4 hour right there.
Okay.
Yeah, so you see how that one came up right there on the 4 hour after this candle closed.
Yeah.
And as soon as it pushed up right there, it rejected like exactly off that point.
And that was quick.
It was quick, yeah. Like
Yeah.
you had to like definitely be on point with the zones like after each candle in order to identify this. But I think another thing that you probably could have done differently was probably make your stop loss a little wider.
Yeah.
It looks like your stop loss might have been a little too tight, which I mean it's fine because you're still getting the hang of this. But I would generally have it at least like at the very minimum at like right below the swing, which would have been down here. Or if you wanted to be a little more careful, farther down here as well. So I think if you were to take that, let me move this over here. If you were to take this one right here, so if your stop loss was right here, your stop loss would probably be around 60 pips. So if that was the case, you'd probably still be in the trade right now. I mean, it wouldn't
Yeah.
look good. It still would look ugly, but you'd still technically be in the trade. And then if you wanted to put it down here, you'd definitely be in the trade, but you'd still be in like some heavy drawdown at this time.
Do you use the stop loss to kind of dictate your profit zone? Like,
Exactly. Yeah. So
so like
the stop loss
instead.
is always the most important, and then profit
Okay.
is second to that.
Oh, so you're going in looking at, all right, where do I put my stop first, and then, all right, I got that figured out. Then it's like wherever
Exactly.
my profit zone will land, you're gonna leave that.
Yeah. Because my main goal in trading is mostly to just avoid losses. Because if I can lock in like TP1 or some profit at least, and then just not lose at all, then
Yeah.
I'd be in profit at the end of the week or the end of the month or so on. So I'm more concerned with eliminating my loss or to giving enough cushion for my trade to breathe. Because the thing with Euro USD is that this is going to go up eventually. It's not going to drop for
Yeah.
long. Because the thing is, the dollar is super weak, and with the stimulus coming out, it's just going to continue to push up even further.
Yeah, because I
So
was looking at it as like, all right, this is my profit zone. Boom, I made my stop loss based off of that. So I got to do it the other way around.
exactly, yeah. Yeah, your stop loss should be more important than your TP. The only time I would focus on TP being more important would be something like this over here. So if I saw this right here, this is where my TP would be. I would probably identify my TP first, because the thing is, we already know that the zone is like way up here.
Okay.
So you got to punch it, you got a ton of cushion right here to reach that TP. So in that situation, I would already identify this as move upwards that way.
Okay.
And then it kind of lines up because you can see the stop loss is still at the swing right here, but it's slightly below.
Okay.
So it kind of lines up perfectly.
All right. So to look at the swing too when you're.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the swing would definitely be like my key point to where to put my stop loss. But in this situation where it's like such a clean move where you can see where it's going to go to, this is where you can identify it as the TP. You got to identify that first, and then you'll put your stop loss like the equal distance away, and then you
Okay.
can see like where is it located. So the thing is, if this was like too close to here, then you can make changes and adjustments from there.
Now,
But
say it was right, and you
mhm.
adjusted it. Do you go and adjust your profit, or you leave your profit where it is?
Oh,
Or
if you're going to move your stop loss closer.
yeah, say like when you put the 600 in, say it came down like at the where the wick starts on those two candles at the low swing, and you wanted to like bring it down a little more. You gonna adjust your profit to go 1 to 1?
Yeah, so you would do
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah, I would always one-on-ones like as far as I'll go. Sometimes I'll go even less. Like I'll try to go from like for like 1 to 2. So say if like the swing was like really close, like let me find one for example. Over Okay, so like right here, this is a perfect example right here. So right here, um you already know that the zone's like way up here, right? So you
Hmm.
have a lot of space between here. So in this situation over here, you could place your TP like way up here, like your full TP. And then your stop loss, if you move it to the swing, it'd still be pretty close. It'd be like way less than the profit, right?
Hmm.
So if you move it from here, from like this is about 60 pips, and you move it down here, this is about 96 pips. You can either put your stop loss over here and just have it for a 1 to 1 for maybe about 100 pips. Like you could do something like that where you'll be pushing a little farther above, or and your stop loss will be like slightly below the swing, or you can have your stop loss, I mean your TP like right below the structure, then you can have your stop loss like below here slightly. You
So
know what I'm
you're,
saying?
yeah. If you're
Yeah.
running this trade right, and you're in profit, at what point do you say I'm done with the negative, right? Like where you're gonna bring your stop loss up.
Okay, so yeah, so that's why I use TP1s and TP2s. Generally, I'd put my TP2 at about 50%. So I put my TP2 somewhere around there. This would generally be the sweet spot for me to move my stop loss and profit. Once price gets to this point,
Okay.
that's when I would move my stop loss. I do give you guys like 3 TPs, but that's only like for a reminder. It's like, all right, so you should
Okay.
probably like look at your, because this is generally where the TP1 would be.
Yeah.
But me personally, I usually wait for it to get to like TP2 right here, or I let it like move past TP1 first before I move it right away, because I don't want it to pull back and stop me out right away, because you know that happens a lot.
Yeah.
So like for this situation right here, I wait for price to get to this point, and then I
Hmm.
would move my stop loss to like, see, like it shot up to there. I move my stop loss to maybe like TP1 or TP2, depending on where you would want to put it.
Okay.
Obviously, you know, the exit strategy says to move it to TP2, but you could play it by ear. It's really up to you how you want to do it. Because the thing is, I always give people advice, but nobody really follows it. So it kind of, you know, it
Bro, that's like all advice that's given.
exactly. So I give different options, because the thing is, some people don't want to move their stop loss to TP2. So I give you the option to put it at TP1 if you want, because you know, some people they just want to do things their own way, and that's
Yeah.
normal. Like people are just that way. Like even myself, if someone was to teach me one way and I'm so used to doing things another way, like I still wouldn't listen to it. So even though I
Yeah.
tell you to move your stop loss to TP2, you know, most people probably don't do that. So if you were to do that, I mean,
Oh man, look at
it
that.
wouldn't matter at that point, because even if you moved your stop loss to TP1 or TP2, you still would have hit full TP at that point.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when you look at a trade, if you hit 50%, in your mind, you're saying whatever happens after this point, I've already won.
Exactly, because I guaranteed half profit right here, which is about, let's see, I would guaranteed profit for about like 50, 55 pips right there. So I've pretty much guaranteed profit at that point. If it pulls back, I'm happy with 55 pips. If it ends up going a full TP, I'm even more happy because I make like double the profit.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
I don't care if I'd rather win more than, like
exactly.
that's
And
it.
I'm the same way. And that's usually your mindset that you get into once you start becoming more profitable. Because the thing is, when you become more profitable, you know, if you're locking in TP1 or TP2 and you just keep stacking like wins, even though they're partial wins and they're not full TPs, you're going to be in profit heavily, especially if you're trading like an FTMO account, you know, like a 100K account. You can easily stack up like 1-2% each trade, and that's probably like 1-2,000 per trade. Versus someone who's trading like $100 account, you know, they're not going to see the real understanding behind eliminating your losses, because they just want to keep hitting
Yeah.
run wins every single time.
Oh, I had that the small $100 account. It wasn't worth it.
Exactly, right? Yeah, because the thing is, if you can only take so many losses until you end up blowing the account,
Yeah.
uh, and you don't really see the profit go up, because if you're only making like 1-2% on $100 account, you're only making like a couple bucks, you know, so it doesn't seem like a big deal.
Yeah. No, it was taking way too long, too much time to like just win a couple bucks.
Exactly, yeah. And a lot of people see trading as like a, you know, get rich quick scheme, you know, where they're like, oh, I could flip $100 to 1,000, which is possible, but odds of you blowing your account are a lot higher. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, obviously, if you had a bigger account, you would, you know, it'd make more sense to you why you would lock in profits, because it just makes sense to like collect a couple thousand here and there, or a couple $100
Yeah.
here and there, and then just keep stacking that up, because you know it adds up at the end of the week and at the end of the month.
Yeah. That's my goal.
Mhm.
There was actually a few times with the small account where I wasn't even losing trades. It was just closing my trades because I didn't have enough money.
Oh, you got margin called out.
Yeah, that happened like once or twice, and I was like, I'm not even. That's when I stopped because it
Yeah,
was in like it was your signals, and they were two good trades. It was just the one spiked down for a little bit, and that was it. It just closed. I looked. It wasn't even stop loss. It was just closed.
yeah, that's the problem when you get your margins too low, because yeah, in that situation you'll be like super close, like you'll see it go near like if you're taking a trade like this right here, you'll see it get like halfway to stop loss, and then you get margin called out because you don't have enough money in your account, and then all of a sudden it shoots straight to TP.
Yeah,
That,
and they kept open the like weakest trades that I had.
right? Yeah, it's
Like,
annoying.
thanks, guys.
Yeah. Hate when that happens. It usually happens with the euro pairs and the GBP pairs. Like basically euro, GBP, CHF. those are the more expensive pairs, so they require a lot more margin. So I would be careful with those, with regard to your lot size. I'd probably only risk like maybe 1 to 3% for those trades. And then for like the AUD pairs and DD pairs, JPY pairs, they're cheaper. So you can risk a little more because it doesn't require enough margin for you to get margin called out for those specific pairs.
Okay, it's good to know. I'm in 2 other trades right now.
Yeah, you're definitely
Euro pound.
Euro pound. Let me pull that up real quick. And you trade the Euro pound. It's a risky pair.
Is it?
I mean, not really. It's because that pair is so expensive that's like one that should get margin called out a lot if you don't have.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you took this buy right here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Same exact one. It looks like.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
kind of at even right now. I'm up 50 cents.
Nice, nice. Yeah, no, I definitely see this coming up. Reason for that's because the UK went into lockdown, so it's obviously not going to come down. It's going to be weak. Um, but you'll probably see this. Is your stop loss this close or is it kind of far
I
off?
have my stop loss at 89729.
89729. You look, yeah, that looks good to me. I think you have enough space there for sure. So
And then
you should be good.
my profit is 90,729.
Gotcha. Okay. You said 9721. You said
729.
729. Oh, wait. So your TP is like smaller than your? I mean, this is fine. It's not a huge difference. Yeah, no, you should
Oh,
be
is
good.
it? Is it?
It's like a few pips off. I think it's about 4 or 5 pips off,
Oh, okay.
but it's fine. I mean, this will cover for your spread. I don't know if probably factored in spread into yours, and that's probably why it's different.
No, I kind of just
You just threw numbers out there.
I just threw the long, and I'm like, okay, that looks pretty good there. And then I'm like, right, stop. And then I put the stop underneath the that structure.
Yeah, no, definitely. In this case right here, even if like once it gets closer in profit, you can even take off your target and just keep moving your stop loss up so that if
Yeah,
it pushes up even farther, like I identified right here, you can probably lock in even more profit as it continues to move.
yeah. I'm at $1.50 now. It was up pretty good before.
Yeah, right here, right? Because it was in
Yeah,
profit. Let's see. Yeah, it was in profit like 20, 25 pips. And the thing with EG is that it's worth a lot more. So I think it's probably like a couple bucks, or maybe it's definitely more than $1 per pip.
yeah.
Or like more than 10 bucks per pip if you're trading standard. So
I'm trading 0.05.
0.05. Okay. So you're probably, yeah, each pip is probably worth like close to a buck or not close
Okay,
to a buck, but like around there.
okay. Yeah, so um, that's a good buy right there too. I mean, aside from it being a risky pair, just the setup.
Yeah, definitely. No, I wanted to take this trade too. I probably would have taken it with you if I think I called this during the live session and I ended up not taking it because it was just moving weird.
Okay.
Um, but now that the UK announced that they're going into lockdown, I think this is definitely a good trade. And you can see how smooth it moves right here too. Because like if you look at the other entries right here, like this with its buy signal and broke structure, it looks like a smooth move up. And then same situation down here as it came back down, broke structure, had the sell signal, and it came down smooth as well. So right here, I see this as being a smooth move as well, where price broke structure. You had the buy signal right here. And then this will probably come up and test this structure right here, probably break right past it, hit your full TP, and then maybe even test like way up here before it either comes down or it ends up pushing up even further.
Mm. Yeah, so I seen these two are like when I first got into work. I seen these two. I'm like, oh, I'm getting in. And
Yeah,
then the other two, USD Chief.
USC Swiss franc. Oh, did you get into this one right here?
The sell.
Oh, I see. Okay, you got into what was your entry point?
It was 87977.
Let me see. Eight. Did you say it again? It was 10.
No, it's 8.8. Are you on the right chart?
Am I looking at the right one? Which one were you
Oh,
on?
USD.
Oh, you're USD.
USD franc.
Oh, USD franc. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, maybe I said it wrong. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you said euro.
I
Euro.
might have. I might have. My bad.
Okay, so you took this one. Which okay, let me see. You got it at, you said 87
997.
977. Okay. Yeah, so you got in right there where that closed below. Let me see when this closed. So this was yesterday at night. Um, yeah, it looks like you had kind of the same situation there where it kind of went in profit slightly like it did for your USD, and then
Mm-hmm.
it swung up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like you entered right here.
I
So
actually did a sell limit because I was late on the close.
oh yeah. So you got in when it pulled down right here and then it swung back up.
Yeah, yeah. So it the trade opened and then it went down into profit and then it pulled back up.
Gotcha. What's your TP and stop loss?
My stop loss is 89729.
Oh, you have a pretty big stop loss.
Is that?
89729.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's the wrong. I'm looking at the wrong. My
I was like, yeah,
bad. I
172.
looked at it too. I'm like, nah, there's no way I did that. 88277.
88277. Okay. I think your stop loss might be a little too tight. You might want to push it back a little bit if you can.
Yeah, I
Um,
can. What do you think?
I would put it at about 50 pips. So I put it about 88477, and then I'd have your TP same distance away, right there, something like that. The reason for that is because you're gonna see a lot of like noise right here for USD It's the same situation that's going on with your USD. The
Yeah,
problem with this right here is that everyone thinks it's going to come down, right? Because with the stimulus coming out, the U.S. dollar is going to be weak, and then on top of the new COVID news, the Swiss franc is a safe haven currency. So everyone's anticipating this; they just continue dropping, and due to that, since everyone is anticipating this to drop, it's not going to be a smooth ride down. You're going to
yeah.
see exactly what happened here. It spiked up. It'll probably come back down a bit, and then it'll probably just go sideways a bit, and then it'll probably keep testing the structure right here before it dumps. So it's probably going to come back
Okay.
up, test it again, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to shake people out. Everyone's trying to sell this, and they're not going to make it easy for everyone, right? And that's why I was recommending that you move your stop loss a little higher, because the thing is, everyone has your stop loss right here where you have
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
So what might happen is even like right here, I think what might happen right here is this might get spiked up even further. This might spike up just slightly. It'll stop people out, and then it'll come back down a little bit. Then it'll probably go sideways. Then they'll probably spike it up again. Because the thing is, when people get kicked out of this trade, people are going to re-enter because they're going to be like, oh, I put my stop loss too tight. So
That's
people are
what I
going to,
wanted to do with Euro USD, but I stopped myself.
yeah, don't do that. Don't revenge trade, because the thing is, once
Yeah.
you get caught in that trap, odds are they're going to keep trapping you. It doesn't just happen once. They're probably
Yeah.
going to stop people out right here, bring it back down, go sideways, spike it up like a second time, maybe a little higher. Like they're going to get close to this stop loss right here, to the swing.
Okay.
They'll probably spike it up a little higher because a lot of people are going to have stop losses around this area. And then at that point, then I think eventually it'll dump right back down.
Yeah. I guess my biggest thing just today, probably moving forward, is like just judging um the size. You know what I mean? The pip size of the trades. That's why everything was so like kind of tight because I wasn't sure like when I put it in like is this too crazy if I put it this far? I guess maybe what is that something you just have to watch?
Yeah, it's well, what I started to notice is that I noticed for these major pairs, like everything that's paired with the US dollar, the sweet spot for stop loss is about 100 pips. That gives you enough range for it to like fake
Okay.
like to fake people out so that they'll get. So the thing is, for these pairs, the problem with the major pairs is that they're the most manipulated because these are the ones that everyone trades, right? So
Hmm.
since most people are trading them, it makes it easier for banks to like spike price around so that they can make money off stopping people out. Because when they stop people out, they end up taking their positions. So they'll stop people out and then they'll buy or they'll sell their position. So like when someone gets stopped out, it kind of spikes price up a bit, right? So if there's like a stop loss hunt, it'll spike up a bit. and it'll just keep pushing up as it keeps triggering stop losses. And then at that point, that's when the banks enter their buy or their sells, and then they push price right back down. So that's kind of how it works. That's how it works. They spike price up to stop everyone out, and then they pretty much sell at a discount, and then they push price to where it's supposed to go.
Do you think on these major, I don't know if they're all majors, but do you think they set it up so it's enticing to somebody? Like, do you think that they manipulate the setups to where they're like, all right, if we do this, people are going to definitely buy in?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
And that's why I usually have a wide stop loss, because since I know it's going to come down, like I don't know if it's going to come down today, tomorrow, next week or so. That's why I have a wide stop loss. So I have a big range so that, like I mentioned, 100 pips is usually like the sweet spot. Because like if your stop loss is way up here, then they can mess around here as much as they want. They can put price here, stop people out, because I think the first area where they have stop losses, where people have their stop losses, are going to be above the structure, right? Everyone puts it in the same place. So this is where everyone's stop loss is. It's probably like right at structure, like right here. They're going to swing price up, stop people out. Then it'll probably go down a little bit. And then the next place where people have their stop losses are going to be somewhere up here, right? Where the next swing is. So they probably have the stop losses right there. They'll probably stop people out at that point, spike it up again, bring it back down. And they'll make it seem like the trend is reversing, right? Because the thing right here is it's like clear that it's in a downtrend, right? So what happens is they try to trick people. They try to push it upwards, kind of like what happened right here. You see what happened right here during this area? Yeah. So you see how price kind of swung up, and then they push price far enough to stop people out from here. You see where the swing was at this point?
Yeah.
So the swing was right here, right? And if I color this a different color, yeah. So you can see the swing was right here. So if you were trading this right here, and this is obviously like a downtrend, right? It's like super clear. It's just going downtrend. So people are trying to enter these sells right here. What they do is they try to shake people out before they drop back down. So they swing it up a little bit. The first area where they have stop losses are going to be probably around this area right here. This is where people put their stop losses, or not even right there, maybe a little bit below that. So people will probably have their stop losses around this area. You can see that they spike price up right here, this huge wick. It stops people out. So when this happens, people are like, all right, cool, I'm going to re-enter this trade because I just got wicked out. They're like, oh, bad luck, whatever. So they enter their trade again. Their next stop loss is going to be somewhere around here.
Oh man, they're like making them climb the stairs.
Exactly.
Stairs of death.
Exactly. They're luring people in. And this is like where trade psychology comes in. Like, the longer you trade, the more you'll understand how price is getting manipulated. Like a lot of people don't understand how price manipulation happens, but this is exactly how it happens. So price comes up, they spike people out. Some more people re-enter because they're like, oh, I got wicked out, bad luck. They put their stop loss a little higher. What happens here is it pushes up. See how it drops again? Because they're trying to lure people in. They're luring people in to make them think that it's going to drop even further. So at this point, people enter their trades right here for a short position because they're like, okay, I got bad luck. It wicked off here. It's going to come back down. So they enter their sell right there. They put their stop loss right here at the previous swing, like I mentioned right here. And then as soon as that happens, it goes right up, right? Goes up to their stop loss, stops them out. And then what happens here again is the same thing. It's funny because I see this all the time, and I always see people fall for it. And then people get stopped out of that trade again, right there. So what happens is they try to re-enter the trade. Next, their stop loss is at the previous swing over here. So at this point, they see price come up, or Jesus. Yeah, see how this is a stop loss run right here, or a stop loss hunt. So like right here, people get stopped out at this area. They enter again one last time. This is like, all right, third time's a charm, right? Everyone thinks that. They put their stop loss right there at the previous swing. And as soon as they enter the trade, they get stopped out. And then what happens from there? It comes all the way back down.
Yeah. God damn it.
See that?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, because they so what happened right here was I kind of jumped that a little too early. So right here, people probably didn't enter that just yet. They would have entered it on the next one right here. So as they saw this drop back down, so they see that nice wick and they're like, all right, cool. It's got to come back down at this point. So then they enter a short position right here. They put their stop loss at the swing, which is somewhere around here. They put their stop loss around that area, and then they're all feeling good. Like, all right, it's coming down. You see, they're in profit. They're like, all right, cool, I'm in profit. It's coming down. It's looking great.
Damn.
And then
Was
all of
that
a
a wick?
sudden, and this
No,
looks
it's
good, right?
destruction.
Because you're already in profit right here. But then all of a sudden, you get spiked all the way up, and it stops you out.
Yeah.
Like right to the point, and then from there, it just comes straight down.
Is this something that like would you say is something more like in the beginning of the week when the market first opens? Like, is there a certain time when they, or is this just all the time?
This shit's all the time. You just have to, what you have to do is, it's kind of like playing chess. You have to go in and identify what the other person's doing. So
Okay.
what you want to identify is what all the retail traders are doing, right? Like, we're retail traders as well, but we don't trade like them. Like, everyone trades the same way. They trade off the same patterns. They trade off the same structures. So for us, we have to identify where people are trading. If it's too obvious, like say if it's like clearly price is going to come down or clearly price is going to go up, you don't want to trade that because everyone's doing the same thing. And that's when price gets manipulated. So something like that is something to definitely look out for. But it happens all throughout the week. It just depends on how obvious the trade is. Like, if the trade's super obvious, don't take that trade because everyone, if you think it's obvious, a ton of other people think it's obvious as well.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, and you don't want to get caught in those little traps.
I got one more trade. It's not open. I got a sell stop for USD JPY.
USD JPY. I'm gonna pull that up real quick.
I probably should close it.
Let's see, USD JPY. You got a sell stop, right?
Yeah, I got it at 102.878.
878.
Yeah.
Gosh, okay.
Because when I seen the setup, it was late, right? So that candle was already back in the structure. So I figured if it were to come back down,
you just swoop in on it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this so it doesn't look.
My stop loss is probably too tight. It's like 103, 286.
286. Yeah, so you're putting your stop loss where everyone else is putting it, like right above the structure. So I probably put a little higher, even a little higher above this this swing right here. Because like I mentioned, everyone puts their stop losses in the same places. You're gonna see a lot of people put their stop loss at the structure or like right above the structure, like right here. And then it's gonna go as far as up to this swing right here. Everyone puts your stop loss in the same area, and you gotta make sure to at least give it a little more cushion so you don't get stopped out. Because what will happen is price will probably spike up far enough to just go like right above it, and then it'll come crashing up from that point. You have a good thought process for that, for the sell, because like I mentioned, the U.S. dollars is technically going to be weak for like the next couple of weeks, if not a couple of months, with the stimulus and stuff. But
is that would you hold this open? Like, would you hold this order?
Me personally, I probably wouldn't, because like just looking at UJ right here, it looks like it's being manipulated as well. So like with right here, the thing is, if you have your sell stop at that point, let me see, you have your sell stop like right over here. The problem with this is that it might be bouncing around before it comes back down. So what might happen is it might come down, trigger your order, and then it'll keep pushing up a little further.
Oh, okay.
Before it actually comes dropping, right? Because it's gonna drop eventually. It's just we don't know when. So for me, I personally don't like having pending orders just sitting around unless I anticipate like entering that trade within like the next hour or so. So
okay.
Price is kind of far, so I personally wouldn't leave it there. What I would do is I would set an alert just so that you can to look at the chart when it comes down that far. So instead of putting your trade right there, I would maybe set an alert at this low right here at maybe like at 103.
Oh, and then once it passes that,
yeah, so
check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Once it passes that, you can look, because it looks like what's happening here is they're setting up some traps. So you can see it's like clearly a downtrend, right? So I think what's going to happen here is it's going to establish this as a low. There's going to be a swing high right there, and then it's probably going to come down a little bit to probably like a little farther down from where it currently is, maybe to this point, and then it'll probably establish another low right there, and then I think it'll keep pushing up a little further, just to stop these people out, because obviously everyone has their stop losses right here, and then the next wave of stop losses are going to be up here. So what happens here is if they reach the stop loss and then it goes into a stop loss hunt, and it ends up triggering these stop losses right here as well, because I'm sure there's a bunch of stop losses in this area. It'll probably trigger these stop losses. It'll push price up to here and push price slightly above it. And then at that point right there, people are already going to anticipate that price has reversed, right? Because if you start seeing a low, a high, higher low, higher high, people are going to start to think that price is going to be going higher. So at that point, once they have enough people lured into this buy, they're going to just dump price down.
If you're reviewing this, right, and you're thinking that prices it's reversing, wouldn't you wait for it to? Maybe you're just explaining like how other people think, but wouldn't you wait for it to pass that previous high swing before you could like say, hey, it's reversed?
Oh, above here?
No. Then if you go
Oh,
to the
this one up
left,
here, right?
yeah. Would you wait like see yeah how you just had the arrows going down, then a higher high, then a higher high and stuff? Wouldn't
Yeah,
you wait until it passed that to like say, hey, it's reversed?
exactly. Me personally, I would, but a lot of people they're impatient, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're waiting on the 4 hour time frame, and they're gonna calculate this. They're gonna be like, oh, if this is establishing higher highs, I could ride this up to this point right here, or whatever there. And then they're thinking about these profits that they're missing out on. So like for a lot of people, they see that it's starting to establish higher highs. So for us, obviously, we want it to like break an actual structure up here. For other
Yeah.
people, they go for the smaller reversal hints. So like right here is like a small reversal hint. If price crosses this high right here, then it won't be establishing lower lows anymore, because it's already broken that, where it's supposed to go. Because it'd be past, they're passing the lower lows and the lower highs. And then from this point, it's going to be establishing higher highs and higher lows. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So like a lot of people, they want to get in a lot early, like a lot earlier. For me, I want to wait for that full confirmation before, I take that trade, because it's kind of like what happened right here as well. You can see it established a low. It came up and it was making higher highs, right? So as it came up right here, it basically established like higher highs at this point. So if we go over here, if you see this from this point, it looks like if you're looking at it from a basic perspective, this looks like it's already broken upwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's already broken the higher highs at this point. So right here, people probably would have entered, a buy position, because they were like, oh, it broke structure right here, or it broke the high. So odds are it's probably going to go up. But then what happens is that it does the complete opposite. It ends up coming down super hard. So that's why I would like you mentioned, I would wait for it to break this high over here rather than this one. But some people want to get in a lot earlier to lock in some profits. Or if you're scalping, it makes more sense for you to get in earlier. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you're trading on the 4 hour, I probably wouldn't enter right here. But I'm thinking about people like on the 30 minute. So if I go on the lower time frame, like the 1 hour, it looks like it's about to break that high already, or even on the 30 minute. See, on the 30 minute, it looks like it could be breaking the high there as well. Because like on the 4 hour, we were looking at it from like way up here, right?
Yeah.
So this is on the 4 hour, that high that you're talking about. If you're trading on the 30 minute, it looks like if it breaks above this point, it's already establishing a higher high at that point. If it ends up swinging above here. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's a ton of ways to analyze it. The main key is just to analyze it from all perspectives. Sometimes you don't have to analyze just on the 4 hour. It's just, for me, it seems a lot clearer on the 4 hour. But in reality, a lot of like retail traders, they don't trade on the 4 hour yet because they're like really impatient. A lot of new
Mhm.
traders just want to get in and out of trades quickly, so they'll go like on the 1 hour or the 30 minute. These are like the most common time frames for a lot of new traders. So this is probably
Yeah,
where
I'm
you,
not. Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
yeah, I wouldn't go down to like 30 minute. There's just too much noise on here, and you'll get caught in a lot of fake outs. So I prefer to just stay on the 4 hour. I know it takes more time and it takes a lot more patience, but I think in the long term or long run, it's obviously going to pay off a lot
Yeah,
more
I'm
rather
doing
than,
this at work too, so I don't have like the
oh,
time
you
to
don't have
sit
time to
there.
be on the
Yeah,
computer all
so
day.
it's easy if you look at it. You review it real quick. I got like my alarms for when the candles close,
Yeah.
and then I look at it again.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, and that's the good thing about the 4 hour too, because it closes at the same time every day. So you literally just look at the chart same time every day. If you see an entry, you can take it. But you just always got to make sure to ignore all the noise, basically.
Mm,
Because like for right here, um, I'm sure like a lot of people might have wanted to have taken this buy right here, but I personally wouldn't have taken it because like for one, it was on New Year's Eve, and for two, like we already knew the U.S. dollar was going to be weak after the stimulus came out.
mm, yeah, you think that's why they're manipulating it so much? Because
Yeah,
everybody knows about the stimulus.
exactly. Yeah, because it's just common sense. I mean, like it doesn't take rocket science for you to like realize. Well, I mean, it might for like new people, but when people that are new to trading, if they hear the correlation between the stimulus and the U.S. dollar becoming weaker, they think they got the whole thing figured out already at that point. So
Yeah,
they're like, oh, if stimulus came out, it's guaranteed to go down, right? But
yeah,
it's not necessarily guaranteed because they're not going to make it that easy. Like if stimulus came out and everyone can just short the dollar, everyone would do that and be rich. But in reality,
yeah.
that doesn't really happen.
I
So,
wish, man. That would be so
exactly
easy.
right.
Yeah,
Exactly. And that's why we have to be patient and not fall for these little traps. Because if you're chasing the money and you're chasing the hype, because the thing is, if you go like on CNBC or something and you see all this stuff right here, like I was talking to the last person ran about this. CNBC, like a lot of people don't realize that CNBC publishes stuff late. So like it
mm,
was saying that like the Dow was like super low, right? So they were publishing that the Dow was super low like about 3 hours ago. People would have shorted US 30, right? But at that point, if they were shorting US 30, then they probably would have gone stopped out because let's see, 3 hours ago was about right here. So about 3 hours ago, if they're shorting a US 30 right here, they probably would have
yeah,
gone
they missed
stopped
it.
out. Exactly. It would have went the opposite way because they post they publish the news like late. So you just can't follow the hype because if someone's telling you it's going to go in this direction, it's probably already moved at that point.
Yeah. Hey, what do you view this chart on? Is it on a monitor?
On my current screen,
Yeah.
it's on my iMac. My
Oh,
iMac.
really? And you're because I for some reason on my laptop it's like so tiny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I can't like adjust it to where you could read it nicely.
Oh, that's weird. Are you on an iMac or a?
No,
Uh,
I have a MSI.
okay, cool. I'm trying to think because I've seen other people that have the same issue where their screen's just super like it's just super tight. You can't really see stuff that well.
Yeah,
Um, I think the only way to really fix that is to go into a full screen. My
full
Mac
screen.
is like
Okay.
yeah, my Mac is huge though, so that might be the thing as well. Because I think my monitor is like I don't know how many inches is it, but it's pretty huge.
Yeah, because I was doing the zones last night, and it was so hard to like try to line them up because they're so tiny on my screen.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no,
this
no,
doesn't look like this when I'm on when I put it on the monitor.
exactly. No, no, definitely. I think like once you feel really comfortable and you want to invest more into your computer, you just get like a wide screen because that's what I was gonna get, but I ended up getting this iMac and it's just huge, so it's pretty big
Oh, I
already.
have a at work. I have a perfect monitor for this. It's like 32, but it's wide,
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah,
and
no,
it's
definitely.
like curved a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah, the LG one, right, or something like that.
Yeah. The LG.
Yeah, that thing's sick, dude. I was gonna get that, but I already have a huge screen, so I was like, there's really no point in me getting a second
Yeah,
screen.
I'm
Uh,
gonna take it once. It's staying with me, so it is what it is.
Yeah, man, they'll never know, bro. They'll never know once you quit.
Oh, they'll know. I'm just gonna tell them like, nah, dude, that shit's coming with me. Because in my company, dude, like the technology, how quickly it's advanced.
Oh, they get like
Right?
brand new monitors like every year, right?
Yeah, yeah. So like, if I were to like when I hand in my computer, it's gonna be so obsolete that they wouldn't. They've already given me a computer. Like, I don't know what am I gonna do with this. This thing is like 6 years old.
Yeah, that's the thing with like a lot of PCs. I used to use PCs before too, but then dude, you have to upgrade that like every year or every 2 years at the very least.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
a gaming laptop.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I was thinking about
So,
getting like a different setup just so I can trade MT4 on mine because you can't trade on the Mac.
oh really?
Yeah, it's weird because you would expect them to have, a Mac port already. Like MT4 has been around for years and they just never ported it over.
Yeah, I've
So
never been a fan of Mac computers. I'm PC
yeah,
all the way.
yeah, I wasn't for a
PC, bro.
while. DC. Yeah, the
PC.
downside for Macs is you can't play games or do anything on it really.
Yeah, I usually get a good like 4 years out of my computers before the stuff becomes. But I mean, if you have like uh, a desktop, you could always like you know buy
Upgraded,
newer.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's
I like this
probably.
as portable.
Oh yeah, yeah, for the laptop, right? Yeah, because you could upgrade laptops too, right?
I'm sure you can. I'm not. I would never try.
Yeah, you probably break it.
I could
Probably
get in there. I could like do like minor stuff, but you break it and then the freaking warranty's voided, then you're screwed.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, the thing with the Macs is that it's just so simple. So like that's why I got so used to it. And the thing is, I have Apple everything, so it's hard for me to go from like Mac to PC after I got the iPhone. So
Oh, I love the iPhone.
yeah, dude, and I just like how everything transfers over. So
Yeah,
it's just a no brainer for me to get a Mac. Because for the longest, I was like, dude, this iMac is fucking expensive. I think this was like maybe 12K for this iMac Pro.
what?
Yeah, it's super expensive. But it just fit my whole like Apple ecosystem. So I literally had the phone, iPad, the Apple TV, all that stuff. So it just made sense for me to continue to get Apple stuff. And it's
Yeah,
like it's smart on their part because they created like that cross-platform functionality.
dude, I love looking back at their stocks like from the '90s.
Dude, it's crazy, man. I
It's like
wish
if I go back in time, man,
right, you gotta build a time machine now.
because I remember when I was younger, Microsoft was like $60 a share,
Yeah,
and I was like, wow, that's fucking insane. Oh my god, $60. And then
right.
you look at it like what the past 10 years, it's went up. It's like tripled, quadrupled.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I was looking at that recently too. Even Amazon, bro. If you got Amazon like way back, dude, it's
Dude, I
crazy.
remember when Amazon was like a damn magazine or a book thing, whereas you
Exactly,
just
yeah.
bought books off of it.
Yeah, I remember Amazon used to be like nothing. It was just I was like, oh, I use eBay, you know? And then
Yeah, no, yeah, eBay
yeah,
was the thing. Amazon, I think you just ordered books when it
exactly,
first
dude.
started.
Yeah, and then now look at Amazon, dude. It started at freaking in 97. It was like $1, bro.
Jesus.
1997. That's crazy. If you held this, like you had like, 1,000 shares, oh, you'd be fucking balling. Yeah, that's
Jeez.
crazy. Yeah, no, that's pretty crazy. It went from 97, like nearly a buck, all the way up to 3,195.
Oh my God.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy how all these companies kind of like blew up out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's crazy just looking at I think it's before the or after the crash in '08. There was
Oh
like a
yeah,
point, maybe it was like when the internet fucking exploded. The values on all these stocks just like went through the roof.
exactly. Yeah, like pretty much all the tech stocks, like Amazon, Apple, even Tesla, dude. Like Tesla, I would never have thought that it'd be this huge.
It's almost like suspect, dude. Like something's, you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't. Yeah, look at
Exactly.
those jumps. That's just crazy.
Yeah, dude, the jumps are crazy. Like even right here, like dude, Tesla went from like 30 bucks a share in like 13 up until like, dude, almost like $1,000 now, 731. Like I don't even know when the first Tesla came out. I think it was like in the 2000s. So that's probably where it shot up right here.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was like when the first Roadster came out, I think. And then at that point, it just started skyrocketing like crazy. Yeah, actually, they just
Yeah.
went live in 2010, so it hasn't even been around that long, 10 years.
Oh shit, 2010. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, but who knew? Like, I would have never thought that Tesla would have taken over the electric vehicle game.
Dude, I fucked up 12 months ago. Peloton, bro.
Oh, dude, for sure. Yeah.
Fuck, I
Well,
fucked up, bro. Oh my god, dude. I hate myself. I really do.
you
Because I
sold
was
what?
telling you, what's that?
Did you sell your shares?
No, I didn't buy any. I was like, I gotta buy some. I gotta buy some, and I never did. And it was right before I think it was right before the pandemic. And then the pandemic hit, and I was like, nothing's gonna be. Well, actually, I should have thought that it would have done better, but
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think it was going to shoot up like that. But obviously, there's a bunch of people that still need to work out, like people with money necessarily, because Pelotons are freaking expensive. I was thinking about getting one myself
yeah,
when I
I think they're
realized how.
buying up stuff.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. They're just buying up stuff like
Yeah, oh my god, I
Peloton,
was
and I
so
think
mad.
like that and Lululemon, like all like the gym stuff, basically
Yeah.
shot up like crazy.
What do you know about the correlation between Bitcoin and the dollar?
Mm, I don't know. Not I don't know anything necessarily like anything specific, but like looking at Bitcoin. So if I look
Because I
at
seen something where somebody was like showing a chart of the dollar and Bitcoin, and they move identically or
let's
almost
see.
identically.
Yeah, let me go. I can actually add it on here. So we go to dollar index DXY.
It was
So
something on TradingView I seen someone posted.
yeah, let me go back to the 4 hour. So yeah, this would be the dollar index right here being paired with the actually let me fix this.
Oh, you put that on your chart?
Yeah, you can add it to your chart. I don't know if it's like moving on there properly. Let's see. Yeah, because you could add it to your chart or you can put it below. Let me see if I can add it like directly on there in
I
my.
think what the guy said was what he was trying to say was that because kind of looking at that chart you just put up, like when the Bitcoin goes up, the dollar goes down.
Yeah, I don't think there's a direct correlation to it, but I mean obviously it does have some sort of correlation to it. Because the thing is they don't really move counterintuitive from each other. It kind of looks right here that I guess they kind of do move counter, but not exactly. It looks like whenever Bitcoin went up, the dollar went down right here.
Mm.
And then same situation over here as Bitcoin came down, the dollar came up. Yeah, so it might have an inverse correlation to it because it looks like when our Bitcoin goes up, the dollar goes down. But I
I was
don't think.
reading.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just reading that at some point in the future, there's only going to be a limited amount of Bitcoin. Like it's going to end. The mining is going to end, and there's just going to be however many. I forget what the number was of Bitcoin.
Oh
So
yeah,
that
yeah, no,
I mean,
definitely, yeah,
this has got to be like the currency of the future, right?
definitely, yeah. No, Bitcoin is definitely it's going to be a limited resource at some point, and then at that point, something new is going to come out, or there's going to be other coins that are going to get popular as well.
Oh, you
Uh,
think so?
yeah, but the thing with Bitcoin is, I I still don't trust like cryptos at all because like what happened with like XRP, they have that lawsuit, and now they just pulled it off pretty much all brokers. So if you had XRP, you're pretty much screwed.
No, I don't
So,
know. I never heard.
oh, you never heard XRP? So
No.
XRP is they just had a federal lawsuit. So like now a lot like XRP was like this. It was like the runner up to Bitcoin because it was they were able to process it a lot faster. So like
Hmm.
I think PayPal was picking up on XRP. They're supposed to start using XRP for like credit card type transactions because for Bitcoin it takes some time for it to process. For
Yeah.
XRP, it's like pretty much it's not instant, but it's a lot faster than in comparison to Bitcoin. So XRP was up pretty high right here. It was up pretty high, and then this huge drop right here because they got sued by the IRS or something. Let me check real quick.
Yeah. I don't trust the cryptos because that shit doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't.
How they get like, oh, we mine it. Like I think in my head, someone's got a pickaxe, and they. Like,
Yeah, right.
where are you mining it from? Like, I don't get it. Like,
Yeah, no,
why
definitely.
don't you just go take them? Why do you have to mine them like every, 1 Bitcoin every month or something? Just go take them all.
Exactly, right? Like why can't you just get them all at the same time? And it's just
It makes no
I
sense.
I feel like there's a lot of areas where it could be um what's it called? Where it can be like hacked at some point, you know? Because the thing is, I don't know how everyone said it's super safe, but how in reality, how safe is it? You know, hackers will find a way around it to like
And
hack,
it's untraceable.
and it's untraceable. Yeah, if you lose your Bitcoin, then you're pretty much screwed. Because it's like, what if you had like, hundreds of thousands of dollars in Bitcoin, and you lose your little Bitcoin wallet, or someone hacks it and gets your password, then
That's
you're
it.
screwed. Yeah, there goes all your money.
And they probably did it on some, ghost VPN or something where you're not going to ever figure out where they came from.
Yeah, exactly. No, 100%. And that's why I don't necessarily really like, I'm not investing heavy in Bitcoin at all. Like I put like 400 bucks into it, and I think it's up like maybe 1400 at this point, which is nice because I wasn't expecting it to go up at all. I was expecting to just lose all my money. So
Yeah.
I just put like 400 or 500 bucks in there. And then now I'm like, I don't know if you can see my phone. I'm up at like 1400 now.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So for this, I'm not even going to touch it. I'm just leaving it there, and I'm just going to let it do what it's supposed to do, but I'm not having any expectations either. You know, it's like if I lose all the
Yeah.
money in there, it's all good because I took the risk. But if it shoots up even higher, then I'm not going to complain about that either.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Ripple right here, this used to be like the other big coin. And then they got sued recently by by the SEC. So now that they
Oh
got sued by
shit.
the SEC, they got taken off like pretty much all brokers. So whoever's holding like XRP, you're kind of fucked unless like you can move it to another platform, because nobody will really buy it anymore. Because once you're sued by the SEC, they're probably going to be in a lawsuit for like a couple of years. So you're probably not going to see any recovery from this, or even any recovery at all, if it ends up just disappearing from that point.
Mm, damn.
So I mean, it's pretty intense. Like I'm super glad that I didn't hold on to my XRP, because I remember in the beginning, some of the guys in K2 were telling me to just buy it. They're like, "Oh, XRP is the future," and I was like, "All right, cool. I'll put like 200 bucks in here," and then I ended up losing most of it. So I was like, "I'm just gonna take the
Damn.
rest of this out."
Yeah, I remember when Bitcoin became a thing. My brother wanted to build a computer to mine it. But I'm
Dude,
like, what the hell is a Bitcoin?
yeah, no, exactly. I heard that you end up spending more money on electricity than
Yeah,
you make
yeah.
mining, so it's kind of pointless unless
That
you have like some crazy supercomputer.
what he was telling me at the time. This was probably like I don't know when it came out, but it was like 2012, 2010. He said when in the beginning stages of mining, that's when you made your money. He said that now at this point, that's where you're going to lose money trying to mine the whatever's left.
Exactly. Yeah, no, definitely. That's what I heard too. It's kind of the same with like anything else that you do as well. It's like if you miss that wave, you're
Yeah,
pretty
because
much.
there's like warehouses I think that have just computers going 24/7.
Oh yeah, dude. Especially like in China, dude. They have like huge warehouses. They're just a bunch of computers, and they're all like supercomputers, just mining day in day out.
Yeah, what are they doing? Like that just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, well, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but like what I heard is they basically like whenever people they make transactions for Bitcoin, it needs to be like the code or whatever needs to be transcribed or whatever. So that's what the computers are doing. They're transcribing and then they're mining within those as they process orders through, or they figure out the what's it called? It's not like a calculation, but it's basically the code. They pretty it's like solving a puzzle. They build these supercomputers to solve these puzzles, and then as the puzzles get solved, they mine a piece of that Bitcoin, and then
Oh,
the
okay.
transaction gets placed into the ledger, because it's
I
kind of
wish.
like honestly, I don't even know what it is.
I just
But
wish they didn't use the term mining because the picture that I get whenever
yeah,
you
they're like, oh,
say
they're
that,
hacking
it's
at
like
something, hacking
there's a
some
guy with a
code.
light on his head covered in like coal. Oh,
Exactly.
there's a bit. Get it.
It's basically like how it was in the California gold mine, dude. Except like it's
Yeah,
digital now.
that's crazy. Fucking wild.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still not gonna eat into this hype until something crazy happens. I mean, it
It
was
was
crazy during the holidays when it shot up. I think how far did it shoot up Bitcoin? Like
it was at
30,000,
it was under 10K
10K.
a few months ago.
Yeah, it was under 10K, and then now
Is
it's
it
like freaking, dude, it's like
it
above
started to
30K now.
die. Like it looked like it was dying.
Yeah, you know what, like what happens here is like people just sell off their Bitcoin. Basically, whoever has the most Bitcoin, when they sell it off, they just dump price. So it really depends on who has the most Bitcoin. It's just like how the Forex market is as well. You know, whoever has the most, um, you know, whoever can push price in one direction, or the same with like with stock, whoever has the most stocks, they can pump and dump it pretty easily. So
Mm,
like for Bitcoin, there's only so many Bitcoins around. So whoever has like, hundreds of Bitcoins, if they want to sell off and cash out from that point, they'll dump price down, and then people will just buy the dip from that same point, similar to
mm,
how we do with like US 30 or any other stocks.
true.
Yeah. So I don't know. I wouldn't really put too much money into it, but I'm happy with my like $1,000 increase, even though I don't plan on taking it out. You know?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So it's
I
cool.
like
I
the
mean,
idea of it though.
yeah, exactly. Like it's exciting to see it go up, but it's not something where like, oh, I'm gonna go like take a mortgage out and freaking put it all in Bitcoin, you know?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
forget the password. That's it, man.
Oh, dude, exactly, right? That's why I use like my freaking Cash App so I don't lose it, because I know I lose it if I had like
Hey,
a wallet
I
there.
seen somewhere you can deposit. Maybe you said it. You
Hmm.
could deposit from Hugo's Way to Cash App.
Oh yeah, that's what I do.
How do you do that? Does it what
Uh,
Cash App gives you a bit address?
yeah, yeah. So if you open your Cash App application and you hit like the home button, there's like a Bitcoin option there, and then when you go to that Bitcoin option, you can um, send Bitcoin. So there'll be an option there to set Bitcoin, and then you can send Bitcoin to a certain address, or if you want to transfer it from Hugo's Way to your Cash App, they have a address right there as well. So you just put the address into Hugo's Way, and then it'll deposit straight to your Cash App. And I think that's probably the fastest way to do it now.
And then you have to buy whatever currency you're trying to spend.
Yeah, basically. So you'll sell the Bitcoin back to like the market, and then Cash App will convert that to like US dollars since we're here in the US.
True.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Coinbase takes so long.
Dude, Coinbase takes so long, and freaking Hugo's Way is so confusing. I don't know why they
Yeah,
make it so difficult for you to make deposits and withdrawals. I mean, it's easy once you get it down, like once you understand how to do it. But for a lot of new
yeah.
people, dude, it's like impossible.
It took me a long time.
Yeah, I'm glad I figured out that Coinbase option though, because I was using Vload before, and dude, that thing was annoying. There's like
Really?
so many issues that I run into with Vload with getting my withdrawals and stuff.
Yeah, because Coinbase charges you a fee too on top of the conversion.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. So annoying, dude. That's why I don't even bother with Bitcoin, because I'm like, oh, if I made some profit and I want to transfer back over, I'm probably gonna get charged a fee, or it's gonna eat into my profits.
If you hold your Bitcoin in Cash App, uh, does it move with the market?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So that's why mine started at like 500 or 400, and then now it got to like 1400, because it's just been growing with Bitcoin as it moves.
Oh, nice. And you could send that to people too. That's cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
might try
exactly.
that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a good platform if you're just trading like a small amount. I wouldn't actively trade on there, but if it's something that you want to use as like a wallet, then I think it's
Yeah,
pretty decent.
I just need something to transfer from Hugo's Way to my account.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think Cash App probably be the best option for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it next withdrawal. I took a hit though last week or last 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually I didn't trade today on my FTMO, but I'm like really close to failing.
To failing?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what happened? Like, did you miss something?
Oh fuck, I didn't tell you. So the UK call came out, and Kyle told me after. I didn't know the UK was different than the US 30, the value.
Oh, he's a little. It's a little more.
Yeah, I didn't know that, so I put a 10 lot.
Oh,
Oh yeah, dude, and I lost like 2,700.
oh no way! Damn. Yeah, no. I think it's like $1.30, so it's like 1.3 times. normal US 30 because they don't use mini lots. They use normal lots on theirs.
Yeah, I didn't. I had no idea. I was like, all
Yeah.
right, 10 lot, let's go conservative. And I watched it. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, it moved pretty quick. Did you take the second call or like did you take the official one or the
It was official. It was
okay,
the first official, I think, and it hit stop loss.
okay, yeah, because I think that one actually I thought that one hit full TP, no?
I got stopped out.
Yeah, so I was looking at it over here. I know that they called two. They called the one that was official, and that one hit TP, but they called another one in the London chat, which wasn't official.
Nah, it
And
was the official one. It was the 29th.
oh, you're talking about
Last week.
days ago. Oh, okay, that makes
Yeah.
yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that one did hit stop loss.
I'm one and done with UK, so not for a while, dude. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it was this one right here. Yeah, you hit the stop loss on that one.
Yeah. That was after we lost, I think, the week before on US 30.
Yeah, damn,
So it
that's
was like,
unlucky, bro.
a couple punches to the gut, man. I'm like, oh, dude. Wow.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
Yeah,
taking it slow.
yeah, that's why for me too. I'm not taking UK 100 trade yet because I'm not comfortable with it, and I'm most of the time I'm not even awake during the time. I don't know how you guys took it when it was like what 3 a.m. over there.
No, the official call was only like it was like 5 or 6 in the morning.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That's one thing to look out for too. So keep in mind that when
Hey, Kyle said he's muted. If you can
oh, is he
unmute
good?
it.
I'm
Yeah.
muted. Let me see. I think he's good. Let me see. Yeah, it says that he's talking's permitted on his. I think he muted himself. Let me see.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was saying like for that UK 100 trade, if it comes in kind of late, like closer to the US session, I'd probably avoid it because we
Oh,
talked about
really?
that too. Yeah, it's kind of the same situation that happens with US 30, where like once it gets close to the close of session, it usually ends up reversing at that point. So like for today, this was dropping pretty heavy from like 6:30 open up until mid session right here about 10, and then at that point it ended up reversing the opposite direction because it usually moves in like two impulse waves. It goes in one direction and then halfway through the session it reverses. So the same thing kind of happens with UK 100. I think for that specific trade it was going one direction and then it ended up reversing if it ends up coming a little too late. Let me see if I can find it. 29.
I took the trades today for UK.
Oh, did you take it? You hit profit on that, right?
Yeah, I made like 1,300.
Nice, not bad. Profit's profit. I mean, especially during this time right now, because it's the market's just all over the place with everything just reopening. So I think this is what happened over here. Yeah, I think this was a trade that you guys took, or it might have been 29th at like midnight. Yeah, so like midnight was right here, or no, I don't think that was a trade.
It was a
I know it was one where it came. Oh yeah, it was this one right here. So it came a little too late. So this was the session from here, where it came from. This is midnight, and then you guys skipped the invalid signal right here, and then you guys took this one, which was like way more than halfway through the session. So this would be like mid-session, 4 o'clock, and then it moves in like two impulses. So it goes one way, one direction, and then halfway through it starts to go in the opposite direction. So that's what happened here. The signal came too late. I think like just a few minutes or like maybe less than an hour before US Open. And then at that point, it ended up going the opposite direction already.
yeah, and I knew it wasn't you either because of the after the fact the lot sizes. I'm not the lot sizes. The risk reward was different.
Yeah. So the UK 100 trade is not a strategy that I put together myself. It's basically just a spin-off of the US 30 trade. But the London guys kind of figured out, a little trick to it to apply during London session. I think that the main difference is their risk reward, and then also they take trades that are on market open as well. So those are the main differences between US 30 and the UK 100.
Yeah, I'm usually sleeping when that mid market is called on the London
Exactly.
chat.
Yeah, exactly. Usually it comes out like within the first 30 minutes. And when that usually happens, it's pretty spot on. So if it comes out early, I probably would take it possibly. But if it comes up like past 4 a.m. my time, which would be about like 7 a.m. your time, I wouldn't take it. It's just a little too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely something to just keep in mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with one INDICE. I can't do two right
Yeah,
now.
it does it gets tough. That's why even myself, like I tried to do both, but I'd rather just stick with US 30 because I know how US 30 moves, and it's been treating me well for the most part. So that's why I continue to just keep using that one specifically. All right, dude. Do you have any other questions? Let me see, what time is it? I forgot I got another session coming
Oh,
up.
do you?
30.
My bad.
Yeah. So if you guys have anything else, I could go through something real quick if you guys do. Otherwise, we can set up another session. I'm just kind of booked for this week for the most part.
When are you free next week?
Next week, let's see. And next week, I think next week's pretty open. I don't think anyone is scheduled next week yet. So if you have any specific day that you guys want to meet up next week, we can do that. So it's pretty much open Monday through Friday. Just if you guys have a specific date, I can schedule that now so we can get that going.
Could always,
Kyle,
Joey, if you want, we could just do like every Monday
I could do Monday. Yeah.
around the same time, like 6 or 7.
What about Billy? What works for him?
Well, he works during the week, so
Does 7 work better than 6?
well, he goes into work at 4 p.m. and he works till like midnight our time.
Oh, okay. So wouldn't matter then.
But he's in here now. He's talking in the chat.
I know. I see him.
Yeah.
He's
Billy,
popping up.
can you? I think
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, Billy?
I'm here. What's happening? What's going on? I had to raise my hand.
Yeah, I saw that yellow hand come up. I was like, "Who is that, Billy?"
Yeah, no, I heard you, Joey. I'm good, bro. Whatever you guys set it up, like I said, I'm on my way to Brooklyn right now, so I'm in traffic.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why he was like, he goes, "Yo, hop on," and I'm like, "Oh, snap!" So I hopped on.
All right. So it's whatever. We'll set it up, and if you can get in, you get in.
I'm looking forward to these US 30s. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Me too, man. Hey, look, guys, we should have taken that trade today, bro. If we took that trade today, it would have hit full TP.
No, you said you were looking for the false buy, so you can grab another sell, but it never came. It just dumped.
It never came. Yeah, it never came. And then what happened was that buy actually showed up like at 10, which would have been solid for us. The only problem was that, dude, this thing was dumping heavy, so I wasn't expecting it to come up just yet. But if we did take this trade right here, because we did enter at 6:30 was right here. Yeah, the first signal is right here for a buy. If we ended up taking that trade, we would have hit full TP with like no drawdown. I wish we would have taken it, but
You see the last increase? I told Kyle, because what I do is I only take UK. Sometimes I'll take GJ, and then I take the US 30s on our FTMO. But I trade a demo. That's how I just train on a demo, but I only take yours on like the FTMO. And then I'm looking and I'm like, damn, because I remember you were saying in the chat, like, it's going to hit a low and then it could possibly correct that move because it dropped so much. You know, it's got to correct somewhat.
exactly.
So I took a trade on I'm like, I should totally do it on the FTMO, but I didn't. But I ended up taking $1 on the demo account. And I'm like, are you serious? And it was up $1,000. I took a buy.
Dude, it played out perfectly. I was like, man, I wish this would have hit, bro. Or I wish I would have taken it because it went straight up. Like,
Nice.
this was exactly what we were waiting for. So we were waiting for that low to get established so that we could hop in. And then it came to a point where I was just like, all right, it's not going to happen. And then it happened right as soon as I got offline. I was like, man.
I know. I was like, man. Like I said, tomorrow, hopefully
Tomorrow's a new
buy.
day.
Hopefully, that's it. Hopefully the strategy plays out where the buy is either higher than the sell or the sell is lower than the buy. We can grab it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the key right there. So if that falls within the strategy, I think we'll definitely be taking that. Let's see. So we have like a buy right now. So it's probably gonna switch to like a sell by like London session. So I think what's gonna happen here is it's probably gonna push up a bit. I think during London session it's gonna drop a bit. And then as we go back into US session tomorrow, right here, hopefully we'll get that buy signal somewhere like within the early hours. And then from that point, we'll probably see it skyrocket. We can catch that ride real quick. So that's my anticipation for tomorrow. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Kyle.
Oh,
Kyle,
oh,
did you draw your chart like you wanted to?
which one?
No, you said you wanted to draw a chart so you could see you draw a chart. Make sure that you were doing it right.
I didn't do any charts today.
And you said I heard, like, my internet is the best. You said that like indices, you do your the SR, you do your SRs on 1 hour versus Forex on 4, correct?
Yeah, I usually do it on the 1 hour because on the 10-minute, there's just too much noise. Or sometimes like right here, this was dropping like super heavy. And the problem with doing it on the 10-minute was that there was like no zones around there. So I think we were looking at it from like something like over here or something. Yeah, we were like looking at it from up here. And the problem with this was that price was so high that the zones were so low down here. So like in that situation, I'd probably go on the 1 hour so that we have like some better zones. And then I would just draw some bigger zones like something like this. So we could just connect these two so that we can see what's going on. But I mean, it just really depends. So if you're on the 10-minute and you don't see any zones that are close by, because obviously, you know, if you're waiting for these 10-minute candles, you obviously want to see where the zones are within this area. So if you don't see zones there, then I would go on the higher time frame. I think for indices, 1 hour is probably better because the 4 hours is just way too far off. So that's usually where I would draw my zones on the for US 30 and for UK 100.
Gotcha. Yeah, Joe, you missed it, man. You should have took today's UK, man.
Nah, dude. Listen. I experienced enough UK for a month.
Yeah, you can't take UK at a 10 lot though, bro.
Well, listen. I learned the hard way, so I'm good for a little bit. Let me recover.
Bro, I took it at $2.50. We took, what was it, $900 profit. I let a runner go to about $400. And then it ended up coming back, and I kept lowering my stop loss closer and closer as it was going down.
I took the UK at 10. I'm like, oh man, I'm about to make some money, and I just watched it go red and red and red.
Oh, man,
Horrible, man. It's horrible.
Hey, Shawn, could you lock us in for next Monday at 6?
Yeah, let me get you real quick. Get you on the calendar. Monday on the 11th at
Oh, well, it'll be 3. It'll be 3 right at your.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
I mean, or 7. What do you want, Kyle? What works better for you?
It doesn't matter to me.
All right, so 6 then.
6. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Got you guys in, so we're good for next Monday. We can hop onto this, and then we can go over some more questions.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude. All right, cool. So I got to hop off real soon. I got another meeting at 4:30, so I'm gonna hop off. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out on Telegram. Otherwise, we'll regroup again next Monday, and we'll do it again.
Awesome.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Later.
Definitely, guys. See you guys tomorrow morning if you guys are going to be on the live.